I got the foxes something really special for Christmas this year. A house! But they're both scared of it. For the whole of December, I kept treating the foxes to lots of lovely, cute treats. All Christmas themed. So let's have a little recap and then we'll cover Christmas, New Year's, everything in between. Because I did take some time off, so there haven't been that many videos lately. So at the start of December, I got a load of different Christmas themed treats for Tiger and was hand feeding them to him, but sometimes I'd get a bit shy. He actually hates these biscuits. He never eats them, he just buries them immediately. But I do think he quite likes these chewy candy canes. And so does my cat, Libby.
Oh, do you like it too?
Tiger also got doggy mince pies, which again he didn't like, but I don't blame him because they're so hard. I'd definitely say that he's not into novelty treats at all, but I'm very grateful that he does go along with it for the videos. What usually happens is that I coax him over, he takes it, he buries it, and then Boo Boo digs it up and eats it. He's much more interested in proper meat and eggs. Now look what I found in the supermarket on Christmas Eve.
So cute and dog friendly. Fox friendly too.
I bought enough to give to all of the foxes and dogs that I was going to see over Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't take full responsibility for that.
We were both spooked because Libby's right there. Don't bury it. Oh, he is burying it. He's so naughty. Isn't he naughty, Libby?
That's okay. Boo Boo will dig it up later. And just in case you didn't believe me about Libby spooking Tiger.
Libby, you don't even like biscuits. Good boy. Oh, you got it.
Now I have had a few questions about why Boo Boo never gets treats. And well, I'll show you why she doesn't. Boo Boo's very shy, so to feed her treats, I put them in a bowl and I leave my camera resting against the door, so I'm sat in my chair, not near her, just using a Bluetooth clicker to get the camera going. Did you see what our silly baby did? She bit the bowl and then gave up. Honestly, it's a wonder she doesn't starve.
Try again. Come on.
I really thought she might try again, but no. Apparently a doggy cupcake was just not worth the risk. But luckily, on Christmas Day, I saw some pups who were very happy to have them. This is my doggy nephew Bruno, who's a reformed yapper. He grabbed that so fast.
You scared me.
And you all know my dog niece Juno, right?
Juno.
Well, when Juno wasn't trying to get out with the foxes, or trying to get back inside because she noticed we'd got the cheese out, or trying to guilt trip us into giving her cheese, or playing with balloons,
That came out really well.
or jumping right over the dog gate, chasing Libby and making her so scared she had to spend 3 days under a bed.
Libby, you gonna come out? Libby. Oh, okay. You stay there.
Or being a little baby lapdog who was too excitable to actually sit nicely.
Please, just sit nicely.
There we go, got there in the end. And when she wasn't finally sleeping and giving us a bit of relief before jumping up and trying to get back outside again,
I see you.
Juno was very happy to help me in my quest of giving more treats out. Juno is a very good girl, really, and I didn't have to worry about my fingers. And unlike Tiger, Juno does actually seem to enjoy all these treats. She's really well trained. Look, she wouldn't take it unless I told her she could.
Yes?
Poor Libby had a really horrible Christmas hiding under the bed, but luckily I managed to coax her out most nights with a lot of catnip and a very comfy blanket on my bed. And now that all of the dogs have gone, she's back to her usual self. I'm sure she'll be bullying foxes in no time. Speaking of foxes, I really wanted Boo Boo to have some of these treats. I thought it would be so cute to put them all in a bowl for her and see what she picked. And I've sped this up because, you know, she likes to take her time, but I'm sure you can guess where this is going, right? That's right, she spooked herself and then decided, actually no, I won't have any of these treats. Ugh. But that's okay, because our girl could have chicken instead. This was her coming up while I had the door open. And then she did it when I was sat by the door. Boo Boo, that's not food. That's not food. This really might not seem impressive at all, but this is a huge milestone for her. Boo Boo is very shy, and sometimes me just looking at her puts her off. But she was coming up when I was sat on the floor right by the door. That's huge.
What have we got for you?
For some reason, I completely forgot to mention this, but of course the foxes got our Christmas dinner leftovers. And Tiger wasn't the only one.
Oh, should we give her a piggy as well?
I don't know if this is just a British thing, but we have sausages wrapped in bacon and they're called pigs in blankets. And apparently they're quite popular with the foxes. So in previous years, I've sort of just collected a bowl of scraps from people's leftovers on their plates after Christmas dinner, but this time I actually thought I'd arrange it nicely.
Turkey. Yum.
But it's never a good sign when he runs off with something.
Don't bury that. That's the good stuff. Why are you like this? It's like he knows I've got ham in the fridge.
But he wasn't a naughty boy all the time. I think he just preferred the thinner cuts.
It's nice, isn't it? I like turkey. Oh, okay.
But something about Tiger is that no matter how many things he buries, he'll always come back to bury some more.
Where's that one going? Right down the end. Good boy. Merry Christmas. No, just eat it. Don't bury it. Don't you dare bury it right there. Or right there. Those are precious. So wasteful. How dare he? That's a delicacy. Not just in the lawn. So rude.
I thought it was best to try him on some different leftover meat.
Is that more up your street? It's all ham. Or a turkey dinner.
But I think we all know the turkey dinner was not going to be his top choice.
You're looking at me like we've never done this before. Come on. Good boy. Yeah? You happy with ham? Got loads of ham here. Proper ham as well.
But just like the turkey, any chunky pieces of ham were destined to be buried. Did he just go in for a sprout? Yep, he buried the ham. I don't really mind them burying stuff. But last summer I left out some chicken livers because I thought they would really love them. And they didn't. They buried them in the plant pots. And then I came downstairs the next day to thousands of flies.
What are you like? More? More ham to bury? I think he only likes the thin pieces. He's just like me. Oh, such a good boy. No, that's too big. Okay, interesting.
Now listen out for his nose.
Oh, very good sniffs.
Even though it's really sweet to give the foxes leftovers, especially at Christmas, they didn't like them. I just know they really wanted their chicken back. But food is always a good way to try to lure Boo Boo closer, and it almost worked.
Almost.
I did manage to get her to come up pretty close with a second piece though. I'm hoping that Boo Boo and Tiger will mate in the next few weeks, and that'll make her extra hungry and she'll come up for more food.
Good girl.
And now, finally, it's time to build the foxes a house. As you can probably tell by the way I immediately lose the screws, this is not my forte. Getting a shelter for the foxes is definitely one of the top requests I get on my videos. I actually bought this quite a few months ago now, but just never got around to building it because it's a bit intimidating for someone like me. But luckily it was really simple to put together. So it's actually listed as a cat shelter. I think it's for stray cats or cats that like to sleep outside. And I got sort of a double wide one so that it should be big enough for a fox. This is me attaching a little awning at the front, and let me tell you right now, Tiger hates it. And this was me trying to figure out what to do with the floor, which turned out to be really, really simple, but then the next step really wasn't. Because next I had to get the roof on, and in retrospect this is probably a bit of a two-man job because there's this hinge thing that helps it stand up so you can clean it, but it just, was not working for me. And in hindsight, maybe this was wrong, but I ended up putting the back hinges on the outside rather than on the inside. Is that wrong? Do I have to remake it? And I really struggled trying to get this last piece on. I think it would have been really easy with an electric screwdriver, but I did not know where that was, so I was just using my hand, and it was so difficult that I ended up just taking it off because I couldn't get through the material. After that, I put the floor back in, and then it was time to try to get Libby to go in, but she wouldn't. It was like she just knew it was for those horrible foxes, and she wanted nothing to do with it. Then I put in some newspaper and some straw to make it all comfy, and I tucked up the little plastic rain barrier thing that hangs down at the front. After that, I really thought Libby was about to go in, but no. Then it was time to gloat.
I made this!
And then to find a new home for it in the garden. And sorry, Mr. Puffin, but we must relocate you for a moment. I ended up really not liking where I put it at first, so I went back and moved things around a bit more. And as you might notice from other videos, we had a really bad storm, so I ended up having to put a pot on top of the roof, otherwise the roof was blowing off. So here it is. I think I'm going to move it into the bushes where that gap is eventually, but I just wanted to put it here to see if they'd actually come in.
And of course we still have the puffin. And so the finishing touch is cat treats. We'll see who comes to get them. Is this our first customer? Aww.
So, what were Tiger's first impressions of the house? I got his reaction on both of my cameras, and let me tell you, it was very disappointing. While he did notice that something was different immediately, he didn't want to get in there. In fact, he just ran away from it.
Not very bothered, is he?
So at first, my idea was just to give him food and see if he'd take it into the house, but the thing I didn't consider is that he doesn't know what a house is. While a dog would probably look at that house and think, yep, I'm going in there straight away, Tiger doesn't have that. He's got no frame of reference, and in fact, instinctively, he probably doesn't want to go in a box.
That's all I have for you, I'm afraid. Good boy. Oh, hi, Libby. You have that piece. Good girl. It wasn't much, it was just a tiny piece.
I switched to chicken, hoping that he'd take some into his lovely little house, but of course, he didn't.
But when are you going to try out your new house? I think you'll like it. You could eat your chicken in there. Oh! That was a bit dramatic. That would be the perfect place to eat chicken.
I was hoping things might be different once I'd gone to bed, but no. Even with reassurance from his puffin, Tiger didn't want to go anywhere near that house. Not only did he just prefer to stand out in horrendous rain and wind, but it actually seemed like he blamed the house for causing it. Once again, I wish there was a way to communicate with foxes. So it wasn't a great start for the house. And as for Boo Boo, well, I don't think she'll be getting in there in a hurry. But I've been experimenting, and hopefully in the next video, I can show you some real progress.